Stock market is finally collapsing. Nvidia, Palantir, Microsoft, you name it. Every single stock is down. Even Bitcoin crashed to less than $70,000. It might even go to as low as $50,000. People are freaking out because they don't understand what exactly is happening. Just a few months ago, the entire stock market was exploding. Even Bitcoin crossed $120,000. But what if I told you that this crash is not by accident? BlackRock, State Street, and largest hedge funds are selling hundreds of billions of dollars worth of stocks. Are they preparing for a much bigger crash? Here is the real reason why the stock market is collapsing. There is a global sell-off of stocks across multiple industries by the largest hedge funds across the globe, primarily because largest tech companies have announced hundreds of billions of dollars of capital expenditure. Amazon stock sinks because the company announced that they will be investing $200 billion into AI. Alphabet says that they will invest $180 billion. Meta also announced $135 billion. In total, the big tech has announced $700 billion investment into AI. On one side, it might seem like stocks should be growing because these companies are spending hundreds of billions of dollars to develop the most important technology in the history of humanity. But in reality, that much investment is only going to crush the stocks because it is going to drive the free cash flow down. When you look at the stock, you have to look at its valuation, and the valuation of the stock derives of how much the company is going to earn for its investors. Investors look at any stock like a printing machine that is going to earn money for them, and free cash flow is the money that company is earning for investors. After covering expenses, the business can take that money and pay back the investors in form of dividends or stock buybacks. A dividend is when the company directly distributes the cash that it earns after covering its expenses to investors, so you have a direct return on your investment. But the second way that companies usually reward the investors is when the company takes the free cash flow and starts buying its own stocks in the market. The price of any stock is determined by demand and supply. The more of the stock available in the market, the lower will be the price, and vice versa. So if the company is going to take its own money and is going to buy the stock from the market, it is going to reduce the amount of stocks in the market, which is going to make the stock a lot more valuable. And if you haven't started investing yet and you want a step-by-step guide on how to start investing, make sure to check the Investing Academy. The link is in the description. But on the other side, if the company is going to say, no, we are not going to pay that money back to investors, but rather we will invest that money into the future by building new industries, by building AI. So the $700 billion that's supposed to go into the pockets of investors is going to go rather to develop AI, which is why the valuation of the stocks instantly sunk. Capital expenditure investment can only grow the stock when the ROI is much higher than the capital expenditure itself. If you have a business where you put $1 and it generates $2, so it doesn't matter how much money you're throwing into the business. The more money you're throwing, the more money the business is making. But when you're increasing your capital expenditure and it's not clear how much money you're directly making out of these investments, suddenly from the perspective of investors, you're not making a rational investment. And right now, the revenues and the profits that you're getting from AI are way behind capex. So companies investing hundreds of billions of dollars, but we don't see a direct revenue or profit from these investments, which is why their valuations are going down significantly. So when you have BlackRock, State Street, and large hedge funds who do exact valuations, just by looking at this $700 billion investment, they can come to a very simple conclusion that we are going to make a lot less money than we did in the past, which is why it is time to sell the stocks and bring them down to their true valuation. The second reason why the market is collapsing is because everybody is expecting a recession. The US economy is adding way less jobs than it used to in the past. So in January of 2023, the US economy has added almost 500,000 jobs. In January of 2026, we don't have the final numbers yet, but it's estimated that the US economy will add about 20,000 jobs. So compare 20,000 jobs to 500,000 jobs, and you realize that the US economy is in fact actually slowing down substantially. And the jobs report is the most important indicator of a recession. A recession is two negative GDP growth quarters. And GDP grows when there is a lot of spending. If people are spending, they're earning money, they're buying stuff, GDP grows way faster. But when there is less spending in the economy, the GDP is going to slow down and the economy falls into a recession. So the labor market is the most important indicator, because if we're adding less jobs, then people have a lot less income, which means that there is going to be a lot less spending, which means that there is going to be a lot less growth, which means that there is going to be a recession. The sequence is very clear and very straightforward, which is why investors always look at the labor market to find out if the economy is about to fall into a recession. And a recession instantly changes the value of cash. So cash has a time value. $1 today is worth more a lot than $1 tomorrow. If I would ask you, what worth more, $1 million today or $1 million a year from now? For most people, it doesn't matter whether it's $1 million today or $1 million a year from now. But if you think about it from the perspective of an investor, if you had that $1 million today, you could have invested that money and generated interest. So $1 million today worth a lot more than $1 million a year from now. You can even throw it in the US Treasuries and earn 3.5 to 4% in interest rate. You can throw it into the stock market and make 10 to 15%. There is also inflation, so $1 million a year from now is going to worth a lot less than $1 million today, which is why $1 today worth a lot more than $1 tomorrow. The real question is what exactly recessions do to the value of the cash. Cash flow becomes a lot more valuable today when we expect a recession. To find the present value of that future $1 million, we have to discount it to today's dollars. If the economy falls into a recession, the probability of earning that $1 million in the future becomes a lot lesser and the risks are increasing, which means that the discounted rate is going to be a lot higher, which means that $1 million today is going to worth a lot less. And that also happens when the Federal Reserve increases or decreases interest rates. When the Fed increases interest rates, it brings down inflation and it makes future cash flow a lot less valuable, and vice versa. When the Fed lowers down interest rates, it increases inflation, which makes future cash flow a lot more valuable. So because companies are anticipating a recession, current cash flow becomes a lot more valuable. So the businesses that are generating a lot more cash today instantly become more valuable, while the businesses that will generate money sometime in the future are going to be a lot less valuable, because the present value of their future value or the future cash flow is going to be a lot less valuable. Which is why the stock price of ExxonMobil is rising even though that the stock market is crashing, because ExxonMobil is not building an AI infrastructure to make a lot of money in the future, but rather they're extracting oil and they're selling that oil today and they're making a lot of cash flow. Compare that to Microsoft that is spending hundreds of billions of dollars to develop AI that will generate a lot of more cash flow sometime in the future. So the probability of a recession rises, the value of that future cash flow goes down, the valuation of Microsoft goes down, which is one of the fundamental reasons why the stock price of Microsoft is going down. The same thing applies to any other business or a stock or asset that promises to become a lot more valuable sometime in the future or make a lot more money sometime in the future. And because tech companies today represent a much bigger share of the entire stock market, when they go down, the entire stock market goes down. In fact, top 10 largest tech companies today represent a third of the entire S&P 500. So if the top 10 largest companies go down slightly, they will drag with them the rest of the S&P 500. The third reason is uncertainty about quantitative easing. Quantitative easing either pushes the stock market up or down, because quantitative easing is when the Federal Reserve buys massively US Treasuries in the market, which means that it is pumping trillions of dollars into the economy. Since 2022, the Federal Reserve started quantitative tightening, which means that it is taking money out of the economy and lets the US treasuries to expire without refinancing them. The Fed reduced the balance sheet to $6.5 trillion. But if you pay a very close attention, you will realize that trend has been reversed back at December of last year when the Federal Reserve announced that the Fed will start yet again quantitative easing. The Federal Reserve will be buying $40 billion of US treasuries monthly. That was good news for the markets because if you're pumping money into the economy today, it is going to make the future cash flow a lot more valuable, which is going to increase or raise stock prices of tech companies, especially AI companies. But now, Donald Trump has announced that his next chair of the Fed is going to be Kevin Warsh. And Kevin Warsh has stated multiple times that he's primarily against quantitative easing. So, investors don't know what exactly to expect. Is he going to reverse the trend when he becomes the chair at the spring of this year? Is he going to stop quantitative easing and will start quantitative tightening? And if that is going to happen, then future cash flow is going to become a lot less valuable, which is why investors are massively selling off their stocks today because their investments are going to worth a lot less when the Fed is going to yet again start quantitative tightening in the middle of this year. When the market is growing and you're a long-term investor, you are making a lot of money. But when the market is crushing, it is an opportunity to buy these stocks at a huge discount. And if you want to know which stocks I will be buying during this crash and what are the best stocks to buy at a huge discount so that you make a lot of money when the market recovers, then check out the Investing Academy. The link is in the description of this video.